Hi, I'm Pam Fox at pamfox.org. I'm a holistic health coach helping people who want to heal in natural and effective ways, and I specialize in helping people reverse their hiatal hernia. In today's video, I'm going to be addressing a question that I get frequently this time of year around holidays, and that is, what can I do to get relief from a hiatal hernia flare-up? If you want to know more about me, you can hit the About Me tab on my website, pamfox.org. But we'll go ahead and get started. I've got a list here if you want to take notes. I'm going to be giving some very valuable information. Very valuable information. I've got 7 tips here. There's actually more than 7. There's 7 main ones and then some other tips kind of sprinkled in. But a lot of times people will ask me, well, how do I know if I'm having, what is a hiatal hernia flare-up, or how do I know if I'm having one? Basically, that's going to be different for everybody, just depending on what symptoms your hiatal hernia creates. Okay, so for some people, they might have difficulty breathing, others might have anxiety or heart palpitations, heartburn or belching, pain at the herniated site and beyond. So typically what happens is something creates a flare-up, whether you overate or you ate the wrong type of food, or maybe you overdid it, physically somehow, with heavy lifting or too much exercise. It could even be stress, could cause a hiatal hernia flare-up. But for the most part, a lot of times it has to do with what you've eaten, before you had the flare-up. Not always, but a lot of times. And so let's go through these. The first question you need to ask yourself if you're having a flare-up, if your symptoms are particularly worsened or you're more symptomatic and you're really desperate for relief, the first question you need to ask yourself is, how long has it been since I've had a bowel movement? So addressing this sometimes is necessary. So, again, it's going to be different for everybody, but if you've gone several days without a bowel movement, and you're having a really bad flare-up, it may just be that, that backup, is causing a lot of pressure on your hernia and really pushing it deeper into the diaphragm. That backup may be causing additional bloating, which can cause your hernia to go deeper into the diaphragm. And so that's the first question you need to ask yourself. How long has it been? And so you need to address that. And of course, there are a variety of different ways you can address that. The most natural being, drink lots of water and go for a walk, something like that. The more extreme end of the spectrum might be, an enema or even surgery for, a blockage. And a lot of things in between. I would recommend if it's been, more than a day or a couple of days since you've had a bowel movement and you're having a flare-up, when it comes to food, you need to back off from eating or just eat very ripe, soft fruits, such as ripe bananas. You could even do blended, like in a smoothie, ripe mangoes, or in a smoothie. You want to eat very easily digestible foods if you're backed up, okay? You don't want to add more fire to the flame or more gasoline to the flame, right? You don't want to make matters worse by eating a ton of food. You want to do things that are going to increase that movement. You want to eat things that are going to increase movement of digestion. So ripe, soft, blended fruits, cooked fruits, even like, sauces, applesauce, cooked apples, plums, apricots, these kinds of things are going to be very easily digestible, and you want to eat small quantities as well. Again, you don't want to add a ton more food on top of something that's already blocked or moving very slowly. And of course, you can do things like drinking smooth move tea. You can take a stool softener. You can, have an enema. So, each of these things, starting with the most natural and a little bit more extreme, depending on you, where you're at, your situation, and you probably know your body, and you probably know, that it takes a little bit more to get things moving. But in terms of food, you need to back off. Eat less. Eat soft, easily digestible foods. The second thing that you can try when your hernia is flared up or aggravated, okay, that means that the tissues are particularly aggravated and stressed and particularly more so injured than usual, right? And there's a little bit more inflammation And so if we can get things to kind of settle down, you may get a little bit of relief. And so one way you can do this, one easy way you can do this is to apply heat to your abdomen or to your hernia. A couple of different ways you can do that are those, those heating pads that you put in the microwave. Those are nice because they're a little bit heavy, and you can apply that right on your stomach and give a little weight to it. Of course, you want to always relax your abs when you have, obviously, if you follow me for any length of time, you know that I teach you have to kind of relearn how to breathe into the belly and always be relaxing your abs. Because as long as you're pulling in your gut or tightening your abs, you're pushing your stomach up. So apply heat, relax the abs, lie down flat, try to relax, focus on the breath, and just give that time for those tissues to kind of settle down, and just be still. A heating pad would work as well, and vibration too, particularly if you are now when it comes to vibration or heat, it may cause you to feel worse. And again, that goes back to your individual hiatal hernia. Everyone is different. If your hernia is rather small, a little bit of heat may be all it takes for things to relax and kind of settle back down and not be putting all of this pressure in places where there shouldn't be pressure. If you have a very large hiatal hernia, probably heat isn't going to do a whole lot, okay? So you need to focus. So the focus needs to be more on, the long term and the holistic and comprehensive method of reversing your hiatal hernia. But getting back to heat and vibration, I was going to say, particularly if you're overweight, if you're obese, and you have a large layer of fat between your skin and your abdominal muscles, vibration can be beneficial to just help relax the musculature of the abdominal wall and to help the stomach to begin to just settle down and be still and move back down and out of that herniated position. So massage and heat can be very beneficial. You can try those. Massage. So one of the things that I teach in the reversing of a hiatal hernia is how to massage the stomach down. But besides just moving the stomach down, the massage is also good for helping the muscles of the abdomen to relax, which again helps decrease the intragastric pressure so that your stomach has room to move down. And the massage also helps stimulate peristalsis, or that movement of digestion, just getting things moving. So massage can be beneficial for this. And what I'm talking about now isn't necessarily those movement exercises to get movement. In fact, if you're having a flare-up, you want to go gentle on your hernia. You don't want to get in there and aggressively start doing a bunch of stomach manipulation. But massage can be very beneficial, again, in that it will help the abs to relax and that it will stimulate the peristalsis or get things moving, which can be very beneficial. Some different ways that you can massage, I'll share just a couple of the exercises from my course. One, I'm going to stand up. One is simply, so this is my left-hand side. It may or may not look like it, but this is my left-hand side. Your stomach is on your left. So just coming in and doing a downward, and I'm not getting in there and pushing deep. I'm just doing a downward massage on the left to help kind of move that stomach down and away from the diaphragm so there's not so much friction between the two tissues. So this, lie down flat, relax your abs. And of course, it goes without saying, you always want to wear non-restrictive clothing, nothing tight around your belly. So you can use, your knuckles, you can use your thumbs, you can just use the palms of your hands just to gently relax, breathe, and move the stomach down. And another great thing you can do is just all over kind of scratching of the entire abdominal wall. If you try this, you'll notice, and just really relax the abs, you'll feel a lot of tension just kind of floating away. And you might notice some bubbles and some gurgles because you're getting that stomach to kind of settle down and move down a little bit. So just a little bit of scratching is good. So when we talk about abdominal massage, we're not getting in, and massaging like deep tissue. It's just light. It's a movement, it's a scratch. And if you want to do a circular motion, you always want to come across the left and down, because that's the way your digestion moves, to the left and down. So just like that. Okay. The other thing about massage is The other thing I wanted to mention about massage is the use of oils. So a lot of people tell me that they get a great benefit from using essential oils, particularly like the digest oils, like the doTERRA, I think it's called Digest Zen maybe. Anyway, they're oils to help you with, digestion, and they rub those on their tummy. It's my personal belief that the reason those oils work is because of the massage. It's not necessarily the oil, although I do believe in the benefit of essential oils. So don't take it personally, but when you massage your belly, it helps, again, stimulate that movement, get things movement, stimulate relaxation of the abdominal wall, which is needed. And with a hiatal hernia, it helps that stomach just to relax a little bit and slip down to where it belongs, away from the diaphragm, if your hernia is small. So you can use essential oils. You could just even use oil like olive oil or coconut oil. Or you can just do it over your clothes, and just lightly scratch your tummy. So you can try a couple of those, but it's important that you lie down flat on your back if that's comfortable for you. Relax your belly, relax your abs, and breathe. And when it comes to relaxing your abs, you can be like, okay, I'm on my back. Okay, I've relaxed my abs. Okay, now I'm going to start my massage. You need to come back to that ab relaxation multiple times because the stomach will contract. It'll relax, and then when you kind of forget about it, it'll tense up again. So you just kind of really want to focus on that. You want to focus less on the massage and more on just connecting the breath with relaxing the abs. Okay? Which brings me to the next exercise that I call baby's breath. Again, it's my opinion that when you're having a flare-up, you want to focus less on the exercises that I teach that move the stomach down and focus more on, the gentle stuff. So baby's breath is a great example. In baby's breath, I'm going to stand up one more time. You do what I call anchoring your stomach. So you come in just underneath your left rib cage and you roll your fingers kind of over that bottom rib right here on the left. So here's middle. So like right underneath your left nipple. You come in under the rib cage and you just press in right there. And that's what I call anchoring the stomach. So I'm just putting a little bit of pressure. My stomach is here, kind of the side of it. The hernia is kind of closer to the middle. We don't want to press right on that, but just kind of anchor that stomach so it's just kind of held down. And then breathe into your belly. And so breathing into your belly just means relaxing your abs and expanding those abs when you inhale, okay? And what this does is it means that you're holding your stomach in one place while your diaphragm moves up and down away from it. So the diaphragm, it moves down, it kind of pushes the stomach down, and then it moves away from it, which is what we want. We want to create that separation. So relax the abs and breathe into the belly. And again, just anchor the stomach, just kind of hold it there in place. You can kind of play around with where you're anchoring. It's kind of a little bit different for everybody. If you find a particular spot, maybe where you get some bubbles or you feel some relief from your symptoms, then hold right there. But relax the abs, try to be still, and just breathe into the belly. Nothing forced, nothing labored. The focus should be on relaxation because you're trying to get this to calm down, okay? The next thing is positioning. So the position that you're in could be contributing to your flare-up. So if you slouch a lot and you're having a flare-up that's caused by maybe a number of different things, maybe you are backed up and constipated. Maybe you did eat a really big, calorically dense meal. And on top of that, you slouch a lot. So simply by elevating your posture and lifting your rib cage, that pulls your diaphragm up. And again, if you have a small hiatal hernia, that may be enough to give you some relief from your symptoms. Maybe your flare-up is you're feeling a lot of heart palpitations and anxiety because your vagus nerve is highly irritated because of this flare-up. And so if you can kind of relieve that pressure that's being pushed on your vagus nerve, you might get a little bit of relief from those symptoms. So positioning is something you can kind of play with and see if you get relief from your symptoms. So one thing that you can do is, like I just said, sit up or stand up nice and tall. And of course, you want to relax the abs. You want to be wearing loose clothing. Ladies, no pantyhose, no Spanx, nothing like that. Put on a muumuu or put on, something very loose so you don't have anything pushing in on your tummy. So yeah, just that lifting the rib cage and sitting up tall, arching your back helps people some of the time. So again, you can do that. You can just come back in a reclining position. So you'll have a little bit of arch in your back. And then, you know, if you watch my chest right here, when I arch my back, it rises up, right? It rises up. So when my chest rises up, it brings the diaphragm with it because they're connected. So that little bit of arch in the back, you can try that lying down on your side. You can, you know, lie down on your side and arch your back. You know, instead of the fetal position, it's kind of the opposite of that, and get comfortable in that position. And again, relax the belly, focus on the breath, keep that attention on the belly, keep just letting that tension go in the abs. Just keep letting that tension go. And then also some people find lying on their back, pulling their feet in towards their rear, you know, a little bit of a pelvic tilt helps as well. So you can try some of those different things and see if any of those are helping just alleviate enough pressure to give you some relief from your symptoms. Okay, so we already talked about the breath and relaxing the abs, but I'll just mention it once more because really, I personally believe, particularly if you have a smaller hiatal hernia, again, if a large part of your stomach is lodged in your diaphragm, a lot of this stuff probably will give you minimal to no relief, okay? Your focus needs to be on a comprehensive protocol that's going to help you get that stomach, wiggle it down and out of the diaphragm, and then keep it down, again, through the comprehensiveness of the protocol. But if you have a smaller hiatal hernia and you have a flare-up, relaxing, connecting with your breath, releasing the tension in your abs, all of these things are going to be way more beneficial than most people realize. A lot of people want to kind of disregard, you know, this idea of breathing or relaxing the belly. But as long as you're stressed, the tension in your abs is going to be high, which is going to increase the intragastric pressure in your abdomen, which is going to push your stomach up into the diaphragm, okay? So we want to relax, we want to breathe, and we want to be still, and we want to really let that tension go everywhere in the body, but particularly the abs, okay? And then I already mentioned, you know, loose clothing. That's really important. You also want to avoid, you know, if you've got a flare up, if you can just be, you know, as still as possible. You know, if you want to go for a stroll, that's fine, but you don't want to go to the gym and do like a hard workout. You don't want to lift anything heavy. That's, you know, you don't want to do like an ab workout or planks or some, you know, sit-ups or anything like that. That's just going to push your diaphragm and your stomach closer together. It's just going to cram them together. So you want to do things that are very relaxing in order for that all to calm down, okay? So again, lying down flat, heating pad, breathing, just real simple, easy to digest foods, no bending, no forward bends. You know, if you're, you know, bending over to pick something up off the ground, particularly something heavy, that's just going to aggravate everything even further. So you want to avoid that stuff when you're having a flare-up, to try to really comprehensively support yourself as much as you possibly can. You know, all these little things kind of come together to add up to help give you relief. Okay, so that's it. Remember, I am running a Black Friday sale. It runs until December 1st. You can get more information about that at my website, pamfox.org. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.